welcome to FOS Education First Online Program Study Tips Sharing by Elite Students. I'm Jin Xuqian.
And I am Chong Wei Ying. We are the founders of FOS Education.
As a short introduction to ourselves, we are freshly graduated secondary students, and we founded FOS Education to share all unique and super functional study tips and mnemonics, including some secret weapon that will blow your mind off. Trust me, these study tips already allow us to score many A plus in many subjects. So do follow us so that you do not miss any future uploads.
At the same time, we realize that free education for all students is of utmost importance as online learning is prevalent in today's society.
Also, we strongly believe that doing charity for students through education is crucial in saving thousands of students from scribbling, from cramming and struggling in an exam, especially during this outbreak of COVID-19 pandemic.
Therefore, with the slogan,
Stay focused.
Learn with us, FOS Education was born. In other words, FOS Education, which stands for Focus on Study, is free of charge and a non-profit organization as we hope to help more students, especially those without tuition and private tutors.
So before we start, as the saying goes, sharing is caring. So now is actually our giveaway. Now follow 3 simple steps below to get the free mystery gift. First of all, tag at least 3 friends and then share this on Facebook Live and fill in the Google form that will be sent in our comment section. So from now, please tag more and more of your friends so that your friends will not miss this meaningful and functional as also this beneficial program. As in today's program, we will be inviting a lot of the students that are really top and they are the top students, that students in their school. So I believe that you guys don't want to miss it. So do ask your friends to send more and more. Do ask your friend to join us and to participate this program. Okay, I can see some of you are still in tagging your friends. I think I can see a lot of you are clicking the like button and also the reaction button. Thank you so much. And at the same time, do remember to fill in the mystery Google form. And if you want to miss it, actually you have to tag your friends and then you screenshot that page and then fill in the Google form and you will get a mystery gift. Actually, this mystery gift is made by we founder ourselves and we have put effort in it. So I believe you guys don't want to miss it at all. So actually in today's program, we have invited 4 elite students and an experienced education counselor to guide you through your study journey. So for your information, this program will last for 2 days, which is today and also tomorrow from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m.
Yes, so now I have a few questions for you. Guys, are you curious about why someone can achieve consistent performance in their study?
Why can someone who is always busy with co-curricular activities still score an A plus in their every subject?
Why does someone seem to always play games and sports but still be able to score high marks in an exam? So, no worries, we can help you. In this session, you can grab the golden opportunity to learn amazing study tips from top students who always pass the exam with flying colors.
Besides, if you have any inquiries, feel free to voice them out and we are pretty sure that each and every one of us will willing to lend you a helping hand. With that, you don't have to struggle with memorizing tons of facts in your textbook.
You don't need to scratch your head searching for an answer in the exam hall.
Your mind will not be blank in an exam anymore.
Isn't it great and engaging?
Again and again, sharing is caring. It's our giveaway. Follow the 3 simple steps that I have mentioned to get the free mystery gift. First of all, tag at least 3 friends and then share this on Facebook Live and fill in the Google form that has been sent in the comment section. Do remember to tag as many friends as you can.
Yes, so I will repeat it again for those that just enter one more time. First, tag at least 3 friends, share this Facebook Live, and fill in the Google form. Then you will receive your free mystery gift. I'm very happy seeing some of our friends starting to tag people. Thanks YE, thanks Dennis, thanks Wenshan, thanks Wan Qing, and thanks in earned. You guys really did a great job, so I hope that you can continue your effort in tagging people. And for those that already done it, we really appreciate your efforts, and we hope that these beneficial activities can reach more and more students out there. So share this live to your friends, share them on your Facebook profile, on your Messenger, on your WhatsApp, or even your Telegram. Thanks, Yang Xuan, and you guys really did a great job. Really, thank you so much.
So basically, as a short briefing of our FOS education, our program mode will be either in Facebook Live like today or posting video. And if you would like to speed up your video or watch it with a caption, feel free to watch it through our YouTube channel. It's the same, which is a FOS education, FOS EDUCATION. I'll repeat again, FOS EDUCATION. The link also sent at the chat box, please.
We promise that once you enroll on the journey with us, we will rescue your results, give you motivation, and create a safe, heartwarming, and loving learning environment for every single one of you. We appreciate your support, and this undeniably encourages us to create more high quality content for you.
So from now, welcome all of you to Force a Family. We will consistently invite many top students from all over Malaysia to share their knowledge on certain subjects here. You will definitely be amazed by their fantastic sharing.
If you would consider yourself to be an elite student with any secret weapons regarding the study, or you know someone who has great proficiency in certain subjects, do contact us through Facebook Messenger or Instagram.
As an appreciation for your efforts, we will also provide a certificate to prove that you have contributed to this loving community. Believe us, your small efforts might make a big difference to your fellow friends.
So, without further ado, send as many reactions as you can now.
Come on, come on. I want to see more and more reactions, more and more emojis because later on we will be inviting our first guest. So do send more reactions so that they understand, they know that they are being appreciated. All of you are very excited to see them. Okay, I can see a lot of the love and a lot of the light and the screen pop it out. Thank you so much. Thank you those who have tagging your friends, Xuan Hao, Yan Shuo, Penny, and also Wen Ying. Thank you so much. And do continue to tag more and more your friends. And later on, we might be inviting our guests. So do send your reactions and do send your like now so that they will be appreciated. Actually, I feel very satisfied and heartwarming seeing you guys are tagging your friends, clicking the like button, hitting the reactions button. It's really so fantastic and amazing to see you guys here. Okay, we have 46 of you. Thank you so much. You guys are be with me. So, without further ado, we will be inviting our first guest. Okay, clapping our hand to invite our first guest, which is Tan Camping and also Fu Xiaoyun.
Hello, Camping and Xiaoyun. Hi! So, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Hello, guys. My name is Tan Kian Ping, and I'm from Chongling Private High School, and I was studying IGCSE back in my high school, which is Chongling Private High School. And I've taken 10 subjects for my IGCSEs, which are first language English, first language Chinese, biology, chemistry, physics, mathematics, additional mathematics, Malay, literature in English and history. And I'm now currently studying A-levels at INTI International College, Penang. Yeah,
How
that's all
about
from me.
Xiaoyun?
Hi guys, good morning. My name is Xiao Yun and I'm also from Changi Private High School and I'm classmates of 5 years with Kimping. And for my IGs, I took 9 subjects which are the basic, which are biology, chemistry, physics, maths, additional maths, second language English, second language Chinese, Malay, and also business studies. And for now, I'm in Sunway University doing the ADTP program, which is ADTP stands for American Degree Transfer Program. Yeah.
Okay, thanks. Since both of you are the top students at school, could both of you share your study tips with us? And let's start with Camping.
Yeah, sure. So basically for today, Xiaoyun and I will be sharing our tips about studying, and it will mostly be divided into two categories, which is mindset and the actual studying tips that you guys could use for your revision and or learning and any other studying programs. So my first point is study with passion and or love and without fear. I think it's really important for all of us to never be afraid of making mistakes and admitting your mistakes, especially. I know a lot of people are like, for example, I've heard a lot of people saying additional mathematics is like the harder subject in like among all other subjects, and they are just like, this subject is just not my thing, and they just give up totally. And instead, I would actually advise these people or like these people to not give up so easily, because if you never try, you never know what will you achieve, right? So instead of just giving up totally and just not actually trying to challenge yourself, because I know if you think like you're not that good in at math and you're just like, I'm just not gonna do it and I'll just give up, that's you're just giving up totally. And I think instead you should challenge yourself, and when you get lower marks for a certain subject, that doesn't mean you're not good at it. You're actually good at it, just that you need more time to study it better. A recent example would be, so I'm studying A levels, right? So I'm actually taking further mathematics, which is much harder in my opinion than a pure maths, which is like basically additional mathematics. So it's basically uh, so our maths, the maths that we are studying in high school is basically this level, and then additional mathematics is this harder, and then for the maths is even harder than additional mathematics. So yeah, I'm gonna be honest, I'm really struggling at first in further mathematics, especially for the mechanics. And I remember getting quite low. I think, yeah, I got a quite bad grade for my further mechanics in my first test last year in my first semester. So I was like, yeah, I really feel like very down and I kind of want to give up at some point. But like I just tell myself I have to challenge myself, and I'm just gonna do more practice and work even harder, study more. And whenever I encounter any questions that I couldn't solve, I'll just ask my lecturer. And yeah, my lecturer was very nice. He just basically taught me everything when I have any questions. So yeah, and I think that really helps. I didn't give up at all. And then for this semester, I actually got a much higher marks, which I'm very surprised and I'm very happy indeed, because my hard work actually paid off. And yeah, I would like to also draw a contrast, which is actually I'm not the only one that's struggling with further mathematics in my first semester. One of my classmates, actually not one, I think there are like 5 or 6 people who are also struggling severely in further mathematics in my class. So I think I'm probably the only one who didn't give up and drop that subject, because so our class initially had like 15 or 16 people. Now we only have 10. That means like the other 5 people actually dropped out of this class because they just gave up. So my point is that, yeah, you might get bad grades sometimes, but it's normal because it's new, right? You're just learning something completely new and very hard. So like if you get the very low grades for the first time, don't give up. You just need to try harder and study more, and eventually you will get good grades. Yeah. And my next point is, next slide, please. Oh, yeah. Okay, so my next point is don't give up and strive. I know this sounds a bit similar to the previous point that I've mentioned, which is studying with passion and without fear, but I think this kind of mindset is actually the one of the most important. So I'm just gonna mention it one more time and like give another example that this actually works. So for example, right, back in primary school, I was actually a SJKC student, which means that my Chinese is definitely much better than my English, right? And but then for my secondary school, I actually went to study IGCSEs, which is all of our textbooks and like exams, and like even some of our teachers only know English. So like we have to communicate, probably not with each other because like almost all of my friends are Chinese, but like with our teachers and our exams, they are all in English. So like even though I got good grades for my UPS English in my UPSR, I still thought that that wasn't really enough for my IGCSE because like for example our history is all in English, and it's not like those general kind of history exam where we have like objective questions you can circle or like ting tong tiang whenever you don't know, right? But for IGCSE's history in English exam, everything is subjective and everything is like in essay. For example, the questions could be that short, but like you have to write, I think 5 or 6 pages long, that kind of essay. For my high schools, IGCSE, in my lower secondary, it's much shorter, but yeah, basically everything is essay type questions. So it was really hard for me initially. And yeah, you have to memorize all the points, right? But when your English isn't that good, you also have to keep on recalling the English grammars that you have to use for that particular sentences, right? So yeah, it was hard at first, and you might wondering then how did I get first place in like my lower secondary? Actually, I went for the very extreme study tip, which is I literally memorized the entire history textbook, like those long passages. I just memorized all of them because I know I wouldn't have time to like recall all those English grammars while I'm writing those long essays, right? Don't get me wrong, this isn't a good tip actually, because memorizing stuff can be really tiring and sometimes it could even backfire. Actually, I'll elaborate on this later on the actual study tips part. But like my point is that sometimes, yeah, things can be hard and like you just feel like there is no way you can get good grades. Like for example, in my case, my English was bad. How could I like write long essays for a history in English exam? But like, I just tried ways and I didn't give up. And yeah, in fact I actually got full marks for my history in semester 2 during my form 1. Because yeah, I memorized the entire textbook. That shouldn't go wrong, right? But yeah, that's not a good tip, but I hope you guys could gain some insights through my personal stories. Yeah. And
Okay.
next, Xiaoyun will elaborate more on the mindset part. Yeah.
Okay, so I know you've heard this 1,000 times before, but really believe me when I say that your mindset really matters. Because from my experience, I had always struggled with physics because I used to believe that physics was just not for me, and thus it is completely reasonable for me to do badly in physics exams and to not comprehend anything taught in class. So over time, it became exhausting because I had to deal with the feeling of failure over and over again. And I started to think whether I was really just terrible at this subject or was it just a mindset problem. So after that, every time I do physics revision, I repeat to myself in my head, this is actually so simple. This is not hard at all. Well, it surprisingly worked, or else I wouldn't be telling you this today. The physics laws and the formulas that didn't make sense before came to sense very quickly. Of course, it is not 100% guaranteed that concepts would just immediately click, or that you would just understand things quicker than before after adopting this mindset. But it makes you motivated to do well in the subjects that you are currently struggling with, because now in your head, understanding the subject is not just an impossible accomplishment anymore. It is an expectation for you now. So you're kind of forcing yourself to understand the subject instead of viewing yourself as God after you understand that subject. So yeah, that's my point for this part. Next slide.
So before I go into the actual studying tips like for this session, I'd like to give a small conclusion about the mindset part, which we basically talk about study with passion, with love, and without fear, and don't give up, and about changing your mindset about how you should think that certain things are not actually that hard. You're just putting too much pressure onto yourself, and sometimes it works surprisingly, like how Xiaoyun talked about her personal experience. And I think Xiaoyun and I are pretty much a live example of all these tips, because like I mentioned, my further mechanics was bad, right? And now actually my favorite subject I would say is further mechanics, because I put so much time in it, and I studied it so much, to the fact that the subject that once was my worst subject now became my favorite. And so does history. I mean, sometimes you just have to change your mindset about certain things, and you'll find it surprisingly that it isn't really that hard after all, and sometimes it can be even interesting. So moving on to the actual study tips. In my opinion, I know some people say that you should study smart, not hard, but in my opinion, we should study both hard and smart. I mean, like, the studying hard part is probably the fact that I memorized my whole history textbook, which I think is not a very effective study tips after all these years. So I actually will go into some of the actual tips that I actually used to get even better grades during my secondary school times. So basically, I know a lot of people have mentioned about like using mind maps and stories or like mnemonics to help you remember certain like important theories or like historical dates, for example, for history. But like, I still think that everyone should explore their own way of learning. Because like, for example, stories don't actually work for me because my memory wasn't that good. So I often like forgot stuff, but I find rhythms really particularly useful. Like, for example, on the slides, right, you guys can see on the left part there is a table. It's actually the physics prefixes that I think a lot of us should memorize it for our exams, right? So basically, I have a it seems a little bit dumb to like teach right here, but I actually have a tips, which is, so basically I'll use my face and like I'll label, for example, you go from like bottom to top, right? The power is 1296 to 1296321, right? There's a certain pattern there, but like how do you match these patterns to the names like pico nano? I actually have a like kind of a song thing for this. So like basically pico nano micro milli. So it's, I'm not sure you guys can see or not. I'll move nearer. So basically pico nano micro milli 12 9 6 and 3. So like whenever I need to use these kind of prefixes for my physics exams, I'll basically just do this stuff, and it really works for me. I'm not sure if that will work for everyone, or I think it most probably would not work for everyone, because like everyone has a different way of learning, right? But yeah, you guys can try and see if this fits how you study. But like, yeah, I hope you guys understand what I'm doing just now, because I know it's a bit dumb and like very confusing for certain people, but that's how it works for me. And like my second example is a mind map. I actually have other mind maps, like biology, even chemistry, for my high school and lower secondary exams, but I actually couldn't find them because like it's been quite a while. I think I put them in my old house in Kedah. I'm not sure. So I this mind map on the right is actually a mind map from my A levels chemistry, organic chemistry part. I know it's a bit like it seems a bit cramped and like confusing, but yeah, it helps me a lot. It the mind map itself doesn't really, how should I put this? So basically, right, some people will think that mind maps work is because you're looking at a like the general thing like right in front of eyes. So it seems very it helps you visualize stuff, right? But for me, mind maps works for me not necessarily is because that it helps me visualize stuff, but it helps me to categorize. I know this seems a bit like weird. Yeah, it seems a bit confusing to put it this way, but what I'm trying to say is that certain people, mind maps work for certain people in different ways. Like for example, for me, it's not about the mind map that I make that really helped me revise well. It's actually the process of making a mind map that really helps me study well. Like I normally do mind maps and I won't look at it after I do mind maps, because yeah, like you guys saw, like you guys see in the PPT, it's a bit confusing, right? And because there are just too many stuff, and like sometimes it can be quite troublesome when you are trying to revise because there are too many stuff on a piece of paper. So instead, how I revise by drawing a lot of my maps every time I'm trying to revise. So it's actually the process of making a mind map that helps me study better. And yeah, lastly, I actually have a last point before Xiaoyun's. My last point is that you have to know what you are studying. You have to be able to detect which part in your revision notes that you do not understand. Like for example, every time I often try to detect my own like doubts by doing more exercises. Uh, I often try to detect my doubts by doing more exercises. Cause like sometimes you revise, right? You think that you have understood all of the theories and concepts that are taught by your teacher, but actually when it comes to the actual exam, you'll find that, oh, this part I actually don't get why the question is asking me this, because I thought it was something else. So I would often suggest that if people are asking for my opinion, of course, then I'll often suggest that you do more practices so that you not only to like help you uh, visualize the kind of exam conditions that you'll be in the actual exam, but it also helps you to detect which part of the theories in your textbook or like other revision resources that you don't understand. So yeah, that's basically all from me.
Okay, so my next tip is to have a rough idea about what you have to learn for the subject. get a syllabus and get familiar with the topics and subtopics. So when you're learning something new or when you're doing revision, make sure you know which topic or subtopic it is under. For example, when you're learning about exothermic or endothermic reactions, you know that it is under the chemical energetics chapter in chemistry. It is like storing your things in a cabinet with labeled drawers instead of just dumping everything into a box. And this is helpful because there's a lot that needs to be remembered in order to do well in the exams, right? So using this method, when you encounter a question during your exams, you can search for what you studied in each of the drawers. For example, when you are asked to describe what happens between ovulation and the formation of a fetus, you look for answers in the reproduction chapter drawer. I hope you guys get what I mean. If you don't, let me know. Thank you. And my last tip is to make sure you get proper rest when you are taking a break from study. Don't scroll on Instagram or TikTok, because I know that's what most of us do, if not all, because your brain is not really resting. So like go to the toilet, take a walk, just try to prevent getting on social media or watching short videos, just anything that would overstimulate your brain, as you'll find it difficult to go back to studying again, as all of us know, okay? And when you anticipate feeling good, like receiving a text message that you've been waiting for, or getting likes on Instagram or Facebook, your body releases dopamine, which is a type of chemical messenger that's associated with that pleasant feeling. Well, that sounds like a great thing, right? Dopamine actually activates reward pathways that are also associated with habit-forming behaviors. So each time you did something that prompted the release of dopamine, your brain would start to notice a pattern. Soon enough, your brain begin to associate your phone with dopamine. And since your brain naturally craves easy hits of dopamine, you will start to crave your phone. Okay, now that I'm done explaining the science behind your phone addiction, how do you tackle this problem? Simple tricks that work, including turning off notifications, so incoming text messages, social media updates, and likes don't cause your phone to chirp or vibrate. So you can either turn all of that stuff off and you set a time and then you catch up, or you can download apps that track how much you actually use your phone. And for me, I'm using the app Stay Free myself, but you guys can go explore other options and see which app fits you best, because most of them are free. And you might be surprised when you see how much time you actually spend looking at your phone. And knowing how hooked you are to your phone can help you know how you're going to improve yourself. That's it. That's all for my point.
Okay, so a very amazing sharing for camping and Xiaoyun, and I'm sure that our friends learned something from your sharing. And I know that both of you are also the founders of Answered, right? So do you mind to share some info about Answered with us today?
Sure. So Answer is actually a non-profit organization that we started just last year, and we sell notes for the following IGCSE subjects, which are biology, chemistry, physics, first language English, first language Chinese, which is but it's for the classical Chinese section, history, and also literature in English. And these notes are made and compiled by ourselves. And for the math and science tutoring, students actually reach out to us when they have questions, and we provide answers, we provide guidance, and just explain to you to make sure that you actually understand the topic or the question. We also provide math exercises and notes that students need particular help with. And all profits earned will be donated, which currently amounts to more than 1,000 ringgit. And you can go to our Instagram and you can see our handle here, which is _answered_, and you can see our study tapes, our daily quizzes, and also our donation receipts.
Okay, so thank you. And do Cappy want to add on something?
Yeah, actually, can the facilitators help send the links to our Instagram, Facebook, in the comment section, please? And
Yes, I have
actually,
sent them.
yeah, sure, thank you. So we have actually also two posts about studying tips slash time management tips on our Instagram. So you feel free to check it out. And like uh, Xiaoyan and I have mentioned, there's no one size fits all kind of studying method for everyone. So like we hope that by exploring more studying tips, you guys can find the one that fits you best. And
Correct.
I would also elaborate a little bit about our inspiration and motives about founding Answered. We are actually inspired by a philosophical and social movement called effective altruism. I think most of you probably never heard of it before because it's a movement that's quite new and like it isn't really that popular in Asia yet. And basically, it advocates about using evidence and careful analysis to figure out how we can use our resources to help others the most. So basically, like Sarah have mentioned, we have donated to various charities, right? All of these charities, we have actually carefully researched about the impact that they actually can make by using the money that we have donated. So like we hope that this could direct all of those donations that are actually useful to charities, to causes that are actually needing our help. And we understand that as mere students, that really isn't much that we can help. But yeah, we still want to help. So within our capabilities as much as we can. So we thought of education, and that's how, that's why and how we founded Answered, where we will be providing tutoring services and notes to students who need help with. And don't worry, the price are quite reasonable. And oh yeah, also we also share daily revision quizzes on our Instagram, which I think like weighing, she told us that the daily quizzes are particularly useful to her as well as a SBM student. So because I think most of the syllabi for IGCSE and SBM, they are more or less the same, they are overlapped. So like if you guys want some daily revision quizzes, feel free to follow us on our Instagram. And yeah, hopefully we can help you with your revision daily. Yeah,
Okay,
and I
so
think that's
everyone can follow Answered IG, yeah, because their revision quiz for every day is really a great chance for you to do revision while scrolling your social media so that you actually gain something while you are scrolling your Instagram. So do follow them. And before we end today's session, could both of you make a conclusion for today's sharing?
The conclusion is, as both of us have repeated many times during this session, is go explore and see what fits you best. Because really, I've seen this so many times before, but there's no one size fits all. And there's one period in my time in my secondary school where I just like completely give up and I just studied the traditional way, which is memorize, 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 because I was tired of just trying out new ways. But really, don't be scared, because you might be surprised when you might be disappointed when you realize that how much time you could have spent doing other activities instead of studying. So really, just go try out, just try out everything. You might be surprised when you find out which one fits you best. That's it. That's it for my conclusion.
Okay,
yeah.
how
I
about
think
camping?
yeah, I really agree with Xiao Yun. Like, I have to emphasize again. I know the success story of my history might make you think that, oh, I should memorize the entire textbook, but I have to emphasize again, don't memorize. I learned it a very hard way. I learned it through a very hard way, and yeah, I really agree with Xiaoyin about how we should explore more various ways of studying, because that's also actually how I eventually get even better grades after my lower secondary, because I actually tried out my maps and like rhythms that I've just shown just now, which yeah, it can be a little bit funny sometimes, but these
Yeah.
tips actually help make studying a fun thing to do. Like it's the fun that keeps us going. Like imagine I have to like memorize all of my textbooks from Form 1 to like, until high school. I i have to be honest, I would have given up already. Like it's no fun at all. Like memorizing textbook, it just sounds very boring and tiring, right? So in order to keep you guys going, I think it's best to like sometimes change your studying method and find out the ways that suit you best, and
Yeah,
don't just like yeah.
you might be surprised when you find out the ways that work for you, because you never know. You never know.
Yeah, cannot agree more.
Okay, so mindset is really important, everyone. So study with the ways that suit you the most, and I think that the result will surprise you. So basically, this is the end of today's section. Thanks, Camping and Xiaorin, for your amazing sharing. Really, thank you so much.
Thank you for having us. It's actually such
Yeah,
an honor. Thank you so much.
So
yeah, thank you
thank
for
you,
inviting me.
Camping. Thank you, Camping, and thank you, Xiaoyun. Okay, I feel it's a really wonderful sharing. And do send many reaction now. Show your love to them if you really admire them like me. I especially admire Camping for her ability to memorize the entire sejarah and history textbook. It's a really fantastic because even though she says that don't memorize it at all, but for me myself, during my SPM years, I actually memorized the entire textbook too. But I spent at least, I think at least 3 months to memorize the two textbook, Form 4 and Form 5. Even though me myself have memorized the whole textbook, during the exam I still cannot answer a few questions. So you have to memorize only the important parts and find the best ways that suits you to memorize it. And so later on, we might be have the next guest. So don't leave this Facebook Live. And I hope that you guys can continue to tag your friends and also send many reactions so that they understand that you guys are still supporting us, supporting camping, supporting Xiaoyun. Fun facts for me. And during when I was memorizing my sejarah textbook, I actually and when I'm writing sejarah text, I actually sing a lot of the songs. I create a lot of the lyrics and also acronym. And those acronym, I actually use my teachers, my friends' name to do it. And at the end of the day, my mom keeps scolding me for always memorizing that things until too loud. Even my neighbors come and ask me, "Are you every day memorizing sejarah?" So actually, this is also a way to memorize because when your neighbor tell you, "Are you memorizing that persekutuan tanah Melayu?" And then you will suddenly understand that, oh, that was the fact that my neighbor asked me. And then during my SPM years, during my SPM, I also memorized about my neighbor face when she scold me memorizing that fact. So find your own way. This is actually my way. My way is a bit weird and a bit funny. Okay, I can say it's a bit funny. And there was a lot of the things in your life that you can utilize to memorize those things. So you don't have to actually follow what they have said in the internet, like those Pomodoro technique, Cornell note taking system. Not really, you have to follow it. You have to find your own way. You can try many things, try many study tips that you can. Then at the end of the day, you might find it and you will feel very surprised and fantastic because you find your own way and you will be very happy. You can study it a long time. You don't feel bored and you don't feel tired and overwhelming at all. So actually, you see, give your best, give everything you have to get your best possible results. If it doesn't work, at least you will have the pride of knowing you gave it your best shot. At first, you will have learn as much as you can along the way. And those who are committed to learning more in life will almost be the same people who earn more and become more. I actually understand that you guys are feeling very hard, especially those of from 5 students during these SPM years. But give your best shots and just study hard. Don't feel Don't feel overwhelming and don't feel tired. Do find some things and do your hobby. Find something that you really love and you really enjoy. After you study, do something like that. Don't always study from the from the beginning of the day until the end of the day before you sleep. It will be you will be stressed out and you cannot continue at all. So later on we might be having the second guest. So Wayne, you can continue.
Okay, so I think that today sharing will give you one thing is the best way is the way that suit you. And I believe that you might have a few questions for them since they are very busy and can't have a Q&A session with us now. So we will be sending Google Form link on our comment section. If you have any questions, do ask them in the Google Form link. Also, feel free to subscribe to our Telegram channel and follow our Facebook page now so that you do not miss any future uploads. Oh yeah, Camping and Selling will also answer your questions in the Telegram group too. And I would like to repeat one more time. Tag at least 3 friends now and share this Facebook Live on your Facebook profile. Then fill in the Google form as we will be giving out free mystery gift. So for those that haven't tagged your friends, do tag them now. Okay. And I just saw a lot of our friends are tagging people like Peggy, Yi Hang, Yi Hong, Chen Yi, Grace Chong, Eze, so many people are tagging their friends. If you find that today's sharing from camping and selling is really beneficial, then please tag more of your friends so that they will be joining us on our next session, which is the study tip from one of my best friends, also a top students from my school. So if you would like to know more about study tips, do tag your friends now and share these to your friends. Remember, sharing is caring. So for those that already have tagged your friend just now, please give us like reaction or love reaction. We really hope to see your response and we really appreciate your support for us on our first session. So
So
really
before
thank you so
so before I continue, I would like to share a few of my own tips because I've seen someone is asking for a memorizing technique. Actually, after this program, and we have planned to do some things about memorizing, and we will share some unique and also secret weapons from we ourselves to memorize those facts and from your textbook. I understand, especially those subjects like biology, history, is really overwhelming to memorize the entire textbook. For your information, for me myself, I actually memorized the whole biology textbooks for Form 4 and Form 5. I know it's a lot, but I spent a lot of time to do it. So I actually created a lot of my own way to memorize that types of things. This is I want to share a things which is quite funny, and I have used it a long time. I actually utilize the subjects, the objects that around me to memorize some things. Like for example, I actually use a dinosaur, a small dinosaur, to memorize the entire facts for the hormone, fetal hormone in plant for biology. Only a small dinosaur. I think dinosaur is totally nothing related to biology, but I can use that small dinosaur to memorize the whole fetal hormone. So if you want to know more about it, you can either message me or continue to follow us because in our future event, I might be sharing that type of the tips. And one more thing is that the one's popular and famous tips is ask and answer technique, you know, right? And using this technique, I score a lot of the A plus during my trial exams. This ask and answer technique is something like I know you guys love to copying your textbook to make your notes, but do you know that actually you don't have to copy your textbook. Your notes should not be looking the same as your textbook. And a lot of people tell you that you have to make mind maps from your textbook. That's good. But one more tip is that when you are answering your questions in your exam, you're answering that questions and you have to know the schema jawaban, right? So actually you have to do notes based on that schema jawaban. But a lot of you didn't realize it. You have to do notes based on the schema, based on the scheme. Once you do notes based on the scheme, you will realize that during the exam you can see a lot of the same questions, and at the end of the day, you will understand that a lot. So for your information, while you are filling out the Google form, we will also have a 5-minute short break before continuing a session, because our next guest is also a very fantastic person. She actually puts a lot of the hard work, and she managed to score a lot of A plus during her trial exams too. So you during this break session, you can grab some food, to go to the toilet, or just close your eye for a while. So we will meet you at 10:55 with our next guest. So during this session, do continue to tag your friends, send us some reactions, and also share this Facebook Live to your friends. Or you haven't filled in the Google form, you can also fill the form. There are 2 Google form, right? One of it is the Q&A sessions for Ken Bing and Xiao Yun, and another one is the Google form for the mystery gift. So fill in both form, and you can get what you really need to. So we'll have a break session now. welcome back. Do you get energized and excited for our next guest? If you are ready, send us a reaction now. I want to see many emojis now. Please send more and more. Okay, actually, our next guest is also our friend. If you guys know it, is my friend, my best friend, and she also taught me a lot of the things in my English, especially English. I learned a lot of English study tips from her. So I want to see more and more reactions, and do continue to tag your friends and us share this Facebook Live to your friends, and also fill in the Google form that I have been sent. Actually, that mystery gift we take a lot of the time and spend some time to make it. So I hope you guys can utilize it. It's actually a very functional and useful thing. I use it a lot in my daily life, and it also helps me to organize my life well. So, okay, I can see a lot of the lights and also the love appearing in my screen. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. Okay, you can continue to tag your friends and also share it to your friends. You can share it via your Facebook profiles, your Instagrams, and also your WhatsApp.
Okay. So before we start our session, I know although you guys are really excited, but we have a good news for you. From 5th of May, we will be organizing a language event. So basically, we have invited top students who are experts in a certain language to share their experience in mastering the language.
On top of that, they will be sharing some methods to score well in the KSSM, SPM new syllabus, and we also have a mystery guest from I wanted to say more about that first. It's actually a mystery guest for me lah. And in this program, we founded ourselves, will be sharing too. And so basically, we have invited. We will change the program modes. We will run this event in a totally different way as the one you are attending now.
Yes, instead of having a Facebook live session, we'll post videos that are pre-recorded on our Facebook page and YouTube channel. Every video will last for about 10 minutes, so you can watch it anytime and anywhere. Imagine watching it when you are having lunch and you have a chance to grab an A+.
It's really engaging and fantastic because all these videos are small tips that will really change your grades from a very low grades to a very high grades. So again, do follow our Facebook page, subscribe to our YouTube channel and also our Telegram channel so that you do not miss any future uploads.
Yeah, so I think that there are a lot of people are tagging friends now. So please tag more and more of your friends. And later I will tell you who is our next guest. She's a really amazing student. And I would like to thank someone like Hui San, Ziwei, and Chun Heng for tagging your friends. Three of you did a really great job, and also those that already tag your friends just now before we starting the session or during the session. Thank you so much. Thanks, Media. And I think that I won't take too much of your time. So send as many reactions you can now to welcome our next guest, Li Yunhui. Please welcome her. Hi.
Hi,
Hello,
Yunhui.
hello, Shisha,
Hello.
Wei, and Juan. Okay.
Hi,
Um,
Yunhui. Can you please introduce yourself first to everyone?
okay, my name is Li Yunhui, and I'm 18 years old this year. So I was previously studying in SMJK Sinmin, the same school as Qian and also Wei Ying. And I love playing table tennis as well as jogging. And today I'm going to share with you some of my tips on how to stay focused when studying, right?
Wow, it's a very fascinating and fantastic topic because I am not able to stay focused at all. Only 2 hours I will sleep. So actually, are you able to stay focused from the beginning?
Actually, a lot of people encounter this problem, right? And for me, actually, I couldn't really stay focused on studying at first. I was like every one of you here. I was confused. I was frustrated. I was regretful after spending the entire day just playing video games or watching YouTube videos. But I couldn't help it. I couldn't discipline myself to stay focused when studying. But then, as you know, as students, our main mission in our life is to study, right? Love it or love it, we have to study. So I tried to figure out why I couldn't stay focused on studying. And I found out that it's because I love playing video games. I love watching YouTube videos. And so I can actually stay focused on playing video games for a long time without stopping. So I tried to love study. I tried to make myself love studying the way I love playing video games. But then, guess what? Now I do love studying, okay? But then, when I'm put in a dilemma between watching YouTube videos as well as studying, I still would, without hesitation, choose to go for the video game. But then, why? Why I have this such huge difference between two of them? So I found it's because this playing video games provide me with this instant happiness that I will not get when I am studying. I do love studying, but then the love I have towards studying isn't as intense as the love I have towards playing video games. So when it comes to studying, it simply pales in comparison. And so that is
I
why
under-
that's why I would choose to go for playing video games. And that is how I come to the and that's why I want to share with you my strategy today, right? So actually I found that it might sound cliche. Okay, it might sound cliche, but then I found out that setting goals is super effective in helping me to stay focused when studying. So basically, how I do this is that I divided my goals into three types of goals, namely long term goals, short term goals, as well as daily goals. So at first, now I'm going to share with you some of my guidelines on how I set goals. So I actually start with the long term goal. And how you do this is that I imagine myself in the future, what you want to do in the future, what you want yourself to be in the future. Perhaps you want yourself to be a millionaire or billionaire in the future. Well, it might be a lot of dream, right? Okay, let's just set it as a target in the future. You want yourself to be rich, okay? And then you just narrow down your goal into short-term goals. Say you want to be rich in the future, so your short term goals has to somehow be like getting a good job or having good qualifications in order to be rich, right? So, and then you have to narrow down your short-term goals into something more specific, like you want to excel in your examinations first. Okay, so let's set your short-term goals into excelling into your examinations, and I think that all of you are here because you want to excel in your examinations, right? So your short-term goals might probably be excelling in your examinations, and after that, it comes to things like daily goal. And I would say that daily goals are the most important among three of them because it is something that is very close to you, very near to you, and you have to do it daily on a daily basis, and so it's very important. And just now I've shared some of my guidelines on how to set long-term goals as well as short-term goals. So now I'm going to share with you how I set daily goals. Basically, it's like if you are very weak at biology and you want to be good at it, okay? So your daily goals must be something like you want to read one chapter of biology, say chapter 4 of Form 5 biology, and then after reading it, I would recommend you to do exercise as well. Do revision or do trial papers or past papers that subject or that chapter. Because if you read and then you revise by doing exercise, you actually can strengthen your memory on that particular chapter. Because for me, I found it very frustrating when I have just finished reading the chapter, but then I ended up forgetting everything.
understand. I understand.
Okay, so I use this strategy of doing exercise or practice to strengthen my memory on that chapter. Perhaps you can try it as well. And basically, this is how I set my goals, right? Okay, Shichen.
I actually have a problem. I have a questions for you because during I set my goals, I always cannot complete my goals at all. Even though it's a daily goals, I cannot complete it at all. Because I want to ask, should we actually set very easy goals or something like very hard goals?
Okay, when it comes to this question, I sometimes struggle a bit as well. Because setting goals is like you have to pay hard work in order to achieve it. So somehow your goals shouldn't be too easy to be achieved. Like it's too easy and you don't feel challenging at all. So you don't have the motivation to go on. So my advice is that you set the goals that is not really, it's like not impossible to be achieved, but somehow you, if you play hard, you can achieve it. And by doing so, I would say that the goals that you set have to be in the medium, not too easy or not too hard. Somehow in the medium, you can achieve it, but not impossible like this. And after that, when you do this kind of setting goals stuff, you have to note that it's also very important to think of when you should set these goals, like for daily goals, right? You have to set it like say you want to do the goals on Tuesday, and probably you have to set it on Monday night, like uh, at night when you sit on the chair, you just think what you're going to do tomorrow and what you are going to, like complete the task tomorrow. And it's very important to put in all your schedule tomorrow, because you don't want yourself to like say you have tuition classes, you have extra classes tomorrow, but then you didn't take into consideration the schedule at first when you are setting the goals, so you end up um, unable to finish the goal that you have set. So it's actually great for you to take into consideration all the schedules or extra classes before you set the goal, so that you like face with this problem of couldn't finish the goals that you have set. Because if you couldn't finish the goal, you might feel demotivated. You might feel like you don't have the motivation to go on. So this is an important as well.
So do you actually write down all your goals when you are setting your goals, or you just memorize it at your mind, just something like mindset?
I mean, it's hard to memorize all your goals, right? You have to memorize anything, like you have to memorize textbooks or whatever notes, and then I mean, there's no space in my mind to process. Okay, so basically, I just write. You can okay, I give you some options. You can write it on paper, or if you have whiteboard, write it on your whiteboards, or then because smartphone is something that you bring by your side, right? So you can actually save it on your in your smartphone notes, right? If we have whether we have an app in this smartphone called Notes, I don't know. Okay, you can set it in your smartphone and it is easy, but then you have to ensure that the goals that you have written on paper or whiteboard or in your phone should be something that is easily noticed. Is noticeable, so that you forget your goals. Okay, like this.
Okay, I understand about your concerns. So other than setting goals, what other things do you do?
Okay, the second important thing is to avoid distraction. As you know, all of us have distractions, right? But then it depends on whether what which distractions we have. Perhaps for me it is like smartphone, or others might have distractions like television or YouTube channels or anything, iPad, tablets, all these can be distractions. So it depends on you to how do you actually avoid these distractions. So if you are addicted to smartphones or tablets or iPhones or iPads, it's best for you to just avoid it by putting it in a place that is hard to be reached. Say that you are studying in your study room, so you just need to put your all the distractions that you have in a far place like kitchen or living room, so that you will feel hard to get it, and then you will know you will not have this urge to go and get it. And if you encounter a problem like you couldn't really discipline yourself not to touch it, not to touch the distraction, you can actually ask your parents or your siblings to help you to keep it for a while, okay? Because I found that if you ask your parents to help you to keep the distractions, and you told them that I'm not going to touch it until I finish studying, and if you couldn't keep to your promise, you'll feel embarrassing, you feel embarrassing. And so I found this very effective because of this is embarrassing and you don't want to go and take it. So you keep on studying and studying. So,
Oh,
and then, okay. I have one more point to say, which is that if your distraction is something online, like it's YouTube channels, and then it's hard to be like blocked, right? Because it is accessible, easily accessible. Like when you are going online, say you are attending online classes, it is hard not to be distracted by these YouTube channels because you can search it online. So basically, if you are facing this kind of problem, it is hard to avoid this kind of distractions. So for me, if I encounter this problem, I will actually search for supervision by someone older, like my parents or my siblings. You just sit beside them and then you started to do your stuff, and that is actually easier because when they are beside you and you actually told them that I'm going to study now, and then if you ended up watching YouTube videos or what, actually you feel embarrassed. Okay, that's how I avoid distractions.
It's a very funny tips. I think it's useful as well. Okay, so actually, do you turn off your notifications for your phones or your iPads? I think notification is something is a very it's always distract me.
Yeah, yeah, because notification is something that you can't control, right? So probably I will actually for me, I straight away turn off the Wi-Fi. I don't get notification anymore. I just turn off the Wi-Fi if you because notification is something that you have to close one by one, right? It is hard. You don't know which apps will pop up at this moment. So for me, I will just turn off the Wi-Fi. But then because if they have important stuff or issues to inform you, they will call you, right? So I will keep the ringtone on. But then I turn off the Wi-Fi. And please
Yes.
don't put your phone beside you or whatever because you will feel this it's like it's like a norm for you to go and take it and touch it. So put it somewhere that's hard to be reached so that you won't be distracted like this.
Okay, it's a very nice tips. So besides avoiding distractions, any others?
Okay, this one is the most interesting one that I think everyone will love it. Reward system. I think all of us love rewards, right? And just now I said about avoiding distractions, and you might feel like sad because distraction is things like you love, you're happy about, and now I'm telling you that you should avoid it, and you feel sad. So now I give you a reward system, and basically you have to make yourself alert. You have to make yourself alert that you are not lazy and that you won't always keep on playing. If you want to get the distraction, you want to earn the reward, you have to pay hard into doing it. So for example, if you want the reward of like watching YouTube videos, you first have to complete your goals first, and that is why I come up with this idea of reward system. After I have completed all the goals that I have set, I will give myself a little bit of time to earn my reward. It's like, and also it's important to note that the reward shouldn't be too addictive because if your reward is too addictive, it might actually let you lose the motivation to continue to do your goals because you are too addicted to that. So it's likely for you to set reward like watching movies. I find watching movies very effective as a reward because movies are short, unlike dramas or anything else, and it doesn't have an exciting twist that makes you like you keeps you on end that you want to watch the next episode or whatever. It doesn't have this kind of setting to keep you continue watching it. If you have finished the movie, that's it. And then because after you have finished the movie, you actually have this sense of like fulfillment, satisfaction. It provides you with this instant satisfaction. Like just now I mentioned, right? Playing video games provide us with this instant happiness that you will not get when you are studying because somehow studying is something that you know you will be happy if you study well, and then if you excel in your exams you will have a bright future. But then the happiness is in the long term and you won't feel it now, and all of us want to feel the happiness now. We want to be happy now, right? Okay, and that is how this reward system provide us this instant happiness, and also the just now I mentioned setting goals because after you have completed the goals, you feel satisfied. You feel this sense of accomplishment because you have completed the goals. And so this is similar to the instant happiness that we will get when we play video games. And also for this reward system, after you have completed goals, you provide yourself with rewards that are not too addictive, like watching movies for an hour or so. Only after you have completed your goals. Don't do it before you have completed the goals because you don't deserve it. Okay, you simply don't deserve the goal if you complete it. Okay, that's it.
So, actually, I would like to take my distraction as my reward. Is it encouraged to do this?
Actually, I would encourage for you to do this, but then actually you can make your distraction your rewards and it will be more effective. But then you have to ensure that your distractions isn't something very addictive because it might actually
Okay.
ruin your plan by doing so.
Okay. So just now you say that you asked for your parents to guide to sit beside you, right? Then do you ask your friends or you study with your friends?
Yeah, you know, right? We study together.
Yeah.
Okay, actually, we have a study group with Xu Qian, Wei Ying, okay, and also Yi Hang, right? Okay, okay, all of us just study together. Like I would say that if you love to study with your friends, you can do so, and it's actually effective as well because like you can create a study group and then all of you attend a meeting an online meeting and then turn on the camera, turn off your mic, and then just sit there and study because you can monitor each other if you do so, and then you'll find like my friends are studying, so I have to study at all, and that's how I feel. Okay, and when I was watching like Xu Chen is studying, Wei Ying is studying, Li Hao studying, so I feel like oh I have to study as well, and that's how I feel when I'm in a study group. Super effective.
Okay. So do you have any suggestions for those who are addicted to video games?
Okay, I do have it because for me myself, I've experienced this kind of like disease. I would say it's disease addiction, right? I've I was addicted to certain video games before. So for me, if you want to like get rid of this addiction, you can actually give away all your property and money in the game. You have to think that, and it's a hard time, when you are giving away because this is like all your properties, all your possessions. You spend a lot of time earning it, and now you wanted to give away all of them. You feel like, oh, my hard work has been reduced to nothing. But then it is good because it demotivates you to continue playing video games. So for me, I actually give away all my properties and monies in the game. And after that, I don't feel this like the urge to continue to play anymore because I have zero in the video games. I have to start from the beginning if I want to play it. So I don't have this urge anymore. And that is how I escape from this addiction.
So how about YouTube videos? I think I am the one who addicted to YouTube videos. Any suggestions and any tips so that I do not addict anymore?
I was once addicted to YouTube videos and all, and I found it super hard to get rid of because it's not like video games. You couldn't give all your property and then just end it. And somehow it is very easy accessible. Even though you wanted to delete the app of YouTube, you could still search it in your Safari or Google. So it's very easy to be addicted or easy to be noticed the apps or the YouTube channel. So what I did is that you have to be strict with yourself this time. Okay, what I want to give advice is that you have to be strict on yourself for it. And my way of doing this is that I set a goal. Okay, goal again. I set a goal for myself like 30 days without YouTube. Okay, you just write down the date, every single date of the 30 days. And then after you have managed to, survive one day without YouTube, so you just tick off the day. And then with time, you will see that you have completely ticked off all the page of goals, all the dates on it, and you feel satisfied. And you can actually continue doing this until extend the time period from 30 days to 60 days to 90 days. And then after that, you will find out that you don't have this urge to continue watching it anymore because you are like isolated from it, and you don't have this urge anymore. Yeah, this is how I did it.
Yeah, I think it's really fantastic. But I have a questions for you because just now you talk about schedule, right? I want to ask, actually, do you make a timetable? And I actually found it very hard. I think a lot of you guys also found it hard to follow a timetable, right? And I actually write the specific time of what I'm going to do now, and at the end of the day, I completely neglected that whole thing, and I went out watching the YouTube videos until the end of the day. So, what do you actually make a timetable?
I would say that I do, but then this is not something that you have to make it super if specific, because for timetable, I would say that because maybe you set it like 7 to 9 you have to do something, and 9 to 10 you have to do something. Is it like this?
Yes.
Okay. So for this kind of timetable, I will find like it's restricting you from doing what you want to do. I mean, even though I've mentioned just now that you have to focus on studying, but then not to the extent that you have to do it from 7 to 9 or 9 to 10. You can still have 5 minutes break or whatever. And for setting timetables, I do set, but then for me, it is more relaxed. Which is that I don't set it like 7 to 9 I have to do something. I set it simply like in the morning I have to do something, in the afternoon and at night. Like this, just 3 time period of it to do the to complete the goals. Like it is my timetables. Both of them are incorporated together, just like this, not the specific one.
I think it's really good. I'll try it. So, thank you, Yun Hui, for her sessions. And before we end today's sections, because Yun Hui is actually now in a vacation and she's now in Genting Highland, okay? And you guys, if you guys have any questions, so feel free to put it at the comment sections now, and I will ask Yun Hui to answer you guys. I don't want to let her go and play now. Okay, so actually you guys can put it at the comment sections, and then our backstage will tell me those questions, and I will ask Yun Hui. She will be giving you some suggestions or tips if you are facing any problems, so you can just ask her. Okay, so you guys can actually ask it in the comment sections. Okay, Chen Yi is actually one of our friends too. Yun Hui improved her English a lot. Okay, okay, Yun Hui, can you please share some things about your English, because you also helped me a lot in my English, right?
Okay, I think a lot of us suffer, right, in speaking English, and for me, I suffered at first. But then I found out that when because you know what I did is that I watch movies as my reward system, and it's English movie. So when I'm watching the movie, I actually learn how they pronounce the words because my pronunciation is lousy. So I learned how they pronounce it, how they convey the message, and how they convey the information. And that is how I learned my speaking, and I tried to speak fluently. But then I would say that just watching English movies solely doesn't help us to improve in English. Somehow you have to practice it. And for you guys, students, you can actually practice with your friends, with your parents. I mean, for me, I actually force my parents to speak English with me because this is actually good, like maybe you are in a Mandarin speaking family or what. For me, I'm in a Hokkien speaking family. All of my families speaking Hokkien at home. So I really don't have this chance to speak English. So I forced my parents to speak in English, and they suffered. They suffered, but then at least they are trying, and they are trying to make me improve. And so I actually speak to them. It is hard because English is not your mother tongue. So I tried to talk to them. They suffered. I also suffered, but then we managed, we managed to convey our information. And the second thing is that if no one wants to speak English with you, what you can try is that speak to yourself. I know it sounds insane, right? Speak to yourself. My parents kept on asking me, why are you speaking to yourself? But then this is good because you get to learn English in a way that is like no one is disturbing you, no one is watching you. You don't need to mind about your grammar errors or whatever. You just need to speak out. And then for anyone that is afraid of speaking English because of their grammar errors, just don't be afraid. Everyone makes mistake. Even native speakers are making grammatical errors or whatever. Okay, just be, brave and speak out. That's what I want to give as advice.
Okay. Oh, so here I have a question. She asks, as a student, should we be selective about making friends? Someone once says, show me your friends and I will show you your future. What is your advice on that? She means that should we be selective about making friends?
Sorry, wait a moment. Show me your friends and I'll show you your future. What does that mean, basically? I don't really
She
get it.
means that she means that should we make friends with people that are same standard with you, or we make friends with people that are higher or better than you, or cannot make friends with people that are worse than you. She means
Okay,
that she don't know how to make friends.
I would say that friends play a very important part in our lives, and I am lucky enough to have friends like Qian and Wei. Because at first, when I was in secondary school, maybe from three, I was actually very lazy. But then when I met Qian and also Wei, they are very hardworking, conscientious in doing their stuff and studying, and that is how I get influenced by them. And then at this atmosphere of like all of them is being very hardworking, and then they are very positive in their life, and so somehow I was influenced and I did the same, and that's how I am now. You might say that in a trial I did, like somehow is better than what I did in the past, and that is all because I have good friends like Shi Qian and Wei and also Yiha. That's all.
Actually, if I would like to give an
Wait a moment,
if
wait
I
a
would
moment.
like to be okay, say.
Okay, is that for making friends, try to be friends with someone like they are positive and hardworking. Don't make friends with like lazy people. I mean you can make friends with them, but somehow don't get influenced by them. Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, I heard about something that says that you have to be the medium of your friends. Which means that if you choose the five best friends of your lives, and then you have to be the third one. Two of them is better than you, and two of them is not as well as you, and you have got to influence them, make them to be better. You not really to be selective to your friends lah, because
I
and I want to advise some people says that those with better result is a very they don't want to be friends with people that are worse. That's not really like that, okay?
yeah,
So
because
you can
sorry.
continue.
Okay, let me interrupt for a while. Because for setting friends, you know that you're not the standard as them. But then if they're willing to be friends like you with you, you know that they're not that kind of like selective, right? And for you, this is the chance for you to be like them. At the same time, when you reach the state, you shouldn't really criticize or like discriminate someone that is lower in standard. I would say there's really no standard in studying or whatever. But then if you were to put it in this way, I would say that you shouldn't really discriminate them, because if they show the passion to be like you or trying to look up to you, you should actually embrace them. This is a good experience.
Yes, at least if you are satisfied with her questions, with her answers, do show us some reactions or put it something in the comment sections. Okay, thank you. So here are the next questions from Yangshen. You can see it, Yunhui.
Okay, if
What
you
if
don't,
we don't meet the goals that we set? I probably feel down and not motivated anymore. How you actually cope with that?
I mean, just now I mentioned, right? You shouldn't set goals that you know you couldn't achieve. But then somehow, if you set the goals and you couldn't achieve it, I would say what I did is that, okay, it sounds embarrassing. Okay, what I did is that before I reach the time, I mean, I set it in the morning, in the afternoon, and at night, right? And then what I did is that I found out that it is already in the afternoon, but I haven't completed the goal in the morning yet. What I did is that I just shift it, I just shift it, or somehow I just delete the goal on the later session. Like when in the afternoon, I found out that I couldn't complete the goal in the morning yet. So I just cut out the goals at night and replace it with the goals that I haven't completed in the morning. But then this is like something that you have to do if you really couldn't complete. I would suggest you not to do this because it sounds like cheating, right? But then it is also a way for you not to be demotivated if you want so. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, it's very nice. Um, I have my own questions. Do you procrastinate?
Yeah, of course, everyone procrastinators. Like,
So now you cope with that.
I mean, like, if you have a deadline, you don't procrastinate, right? You mean
But
you?
sometimes you don't have a deadline for certain subjects, right? You have to study earlier, but you couldn't have to study. You couldn't study there because you're distracted.
I mean, like, setting goals is a good way to avoid procrastination, right? And like, if you don't have this stimulus motivation to go on because you don't have a deadline in front of you, it's best for you to set goals because setting goals is like your deadlines, right? And you have to complete, or you have to complete the task before the deadline. And this is how you cope with this procrastination problem. And that's actually, I suffered a period when I procrastinated a lot, but then I managed to come over by actually setting goals. It is very effective in coping with this.
Yeah. So, Yanshen, if you were satisfied with it, do say something in the comment section. Oh yeah, I missed one comment. How many goals do you set daily?
I mean, it depends because, okay, this is a very good question because I didn't mention about it just now. It's like, if your goals, I mean, one goals, say your goals are okay, studying one chapter of biology. I mean, you have to see whether the chapter is long or short. I mean, if the chapter is very long, are you going to study in one day or whatever? This is like not relevant or whatever. So you have to, depends on yourself and depends on the length of the goals. Like, how long are you going to spend just fulfilling the goals? And for me, if your goals are something like you did it in 1 hour or whatever, it's likely for me to set about 7 to 8 goals daily. You just divide it into three, because three, morning, afternoon, and night, right? And
Oh
then
my
three.
god, you did so much.
I'm not sure whether it's like, depends on your goals, okay? Not something that I can comment about. Just depends on your goals and the length of your goals, like this.
Yeah. Okay. You guys, do you guys have another questions? You know, we are going to end the sessions here. Hey, before that, I have a questions again. I want to ask you. You teach me a lot about your English essays, right? And do you actually continuing writing essays every day or every weekend or every week like that?
Actually, I plan to do so, but I haven't done it right yet now. But then I plan to do it because I know, because all of us know that writing essay should be something continuous. You shouldn't stop. So probably I will continue like next week or whatever. Just finish my vacation first, right? And after that, I will continue writing essays because it should be something that you have to do continuously. You shouldn't stop. You, or else you will actually like um not improving, but then you will not stay at the level where you are. You will actually go behind it. So you have to keep on writing in order to stay on the same spot as you are now. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, thank you. At least your questions, can I will watch a live after it? And yeah, you can. We will post the videos of these live sessions at our Facebook page and also our YouTube channel. So you can just watch it at our Facebook page and also our YouTube channel. Do remember to follow it as well. Okay, so thank you Yun Hui for her sessions. It's a wonderful sharing. And if you guys have any questions, have any more questions, feel free to message us via the feel free to message us. You can message we founders ourselves, and you can also message Yun Hui. And at the same time, we really hope that this helped you a lot. And do remember to join us tomorrow too, as we will be having Chang Che Rui, which is a top student from Penang Heng Yi High School, and also Mr. Eric Wu, an experienced education counselor, to share about the study path after SPM. So I think you guys want to miss it too, right? Because their sharing session is a very nice tool, as well as the Yun Hui. It's the same standard as Yun Hui.
To add, I have something to add. Okay.
Okay.
I'm about to end my session, right? Just like,
Yeah.
if I've said something which annoyed you just now, I mean, everyone here, I apologize for any mistakes I have made, and I hope you enjoy the session and be happy every day, okay? There's nothing that can influence your emotion. Just be happy, okay? Enjoy your life. Thank you.
Enjoy your life. Okay,
Yeah.
do remember to enjoy your life. Okay, don't study hard until you're cramming and then you cry at the end of the day. Okay, so I hope that you guys can follow us and also join us tomorrow. And I hope to see you guys again, like Alice and YE and a lot of you. Okay, thank you so much for you guys joining us today. And tomorrow at the same time, using the same Facebook page, I hope to see you guys again. They will be sharing beneficial things with you too. So thank you and see you tomorrow. So have a nice day. Bye bye. Minhui, say bye bye to them.
Hey, good luck in anything that you want to do.
Good luck. Good luck. Bye bye. Bye bye.